Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, it's time for us to talk about Love Island games, right? So, of course, the squad won, the power squad won. So now they're having to make a decision on what two girls and what two guys they're going to be sending over into the duel, right? So Tyreek is saying that he feels like no Nicola is a threat. Yes and no, but I feel like he's saying Nicola's name because he could care less about her for real, and she's like the odd girl out. But Gabby thinks that Sydney will be an easy target. I think somebody mentioned Sydney, but Gabby thinks she'll be an easy target as far as somebody that they could take out at a later time, right? So Sydney is not much of a threat to them. And of course, she's coupled up with Toby. And in an effort to not leave Toby vulnerable, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then let's go ahead and keep her. Now, Garby is a good competitor, right? That's something that Gabby mentions that Garby is a good competitor. But when she was mentioning putting Garby up, that's when Andrea wanted to highlight Justine and say that listen, Justine is also a threat too. So y'all trying to get out Garby, you might want to consider getting out Justine. Then Lucinda says that she thinks that Garby is a bigger threat than Justine. I don't know. I feel like Garby and Justine are on the same level as far as threats are concerned. I think they like right there neck and neck. Now, Zay and Johnny think that Kendall is unexpectedly good. And I'm like, you know what? I'm with y'all on that. I was not expecting Kendall to have as much fight in him as he has been having, but I have to agree, he has unexpected goodness when it comes to getting into these challenges, right? At least in the duels. Now, Lucinda says, that's my bestie. And it's like, can y'all stop? Don't nobody give a fuck if that's your bestie. Nobody cares. They already don't care who you coupled up with, let alone who your besties are. Cut it out. Now, Ty thinks that Josh and Kendall should pretty much duel it out. He says he feels like if they do it, then Josh is coming out on top. Now, Andrea, of course, is defending Josh. And I'm going to say this. I'm glad that she was defending Josh because I really just felt like Tyreek, Johnny, and Toby, I feel like they think that they in charge of the girls. And Zay, you really one of the girls, for real, for real. They just got you around as an extra number. But they really think that they in charge. And it's like I feel like, to me, yes, they listen to Gabby because Gabby is obviously coming with the muscles and stuff. But at the same time, I feel like it was more so their conversation, Toby, Toby, Tyreek, and Johnny. It was more so their conversation, and we just got y'all in here to listen in on our conversation because we gotta have y'all in here anyway. But we also gonna respect Gabby more than we respect y'all. Like it was just something about it. But anywho, I was glad that Andrea did speak up for Josh a bit, right? Now she says that Casey and Kendall is more fair. That's what she thinks. So Gabby thinks it's a fair game as well. She's like, yeah, I think Casey and Kendall does make the most sense. And I would have thought that too. Like, yeah, like put them two up. I thought that's the direction that they were gonna go in, but obviously not. Now Toby feels like, listen, I don't like neither one of them. Basically, at least that's what I got from it. He's like, it's a win-win for me. Okay. So at least we'll be able to see what we really working with when it comes to those two because we don't really see the real skills that Casey has. Now, they learned at the end, once they kind of made their decisions, even though we didn't fully know who the decisions were, and this was super messy and I kind of liked it. They have to now mark their targets with the kiss. And it was so interesting to see how they were going to go about doing this. So, they try to act all discreet. The girls leave the room. The guys try to leave in twos. So the rest of the villa doesn't know that they were in there plotting on them. But it's so obvious that y'all was in there plotting. And I'm so glad Justine was like, where is everybody else at? I'm glad that I think Sydney was like, they planned on us. Or was it Nicola? One of the two, but they was right. That's exactly what they were doing, right? And there's nothing that y'all could do about it, even if they were plotting on y'all, which they were, because that's the rules of the game. Like it is what it is. So anywho, um, so Toby comes out by the girls, acting like he putting his hands in the fire, rubbing his hands together and stuff like that. And Sydney said, what y'all was doing? Just plotting on us? And he ain't answer. So Garby goes over there to hug him and he kisses her on the forehead. And as soon as he did, I said, oh damn. Ah, damn, they got my girl. Then turn around and you see where Johnny, who never really, I'm surprised that Nicola didn't notice that. Cause I feel like he don't. I mean, she didn't. I don't. Maybe she did notice it in the moment, but didn't say anything. But I feel like Johnny, you don't be around nowhere near for real, Nicola, and you gonna walk up there, get her a hug, and get her a kiss on the cheek. Like, child, get out of here. Anyway, child. So Lucinda kisses Josh. Okay, I think she kissed him on both sides of his face. Mwah, mwah. It was just so awkward and obvious. Like you've never done this before. And he was like, oh, Lucinda, like that was nice. Like you didn't have to do all of that. She damn sure didn't have to do all of that. Damn. Anywho, Gabby ends up kissing Kendall, and it was like barely a kiss for real, but she ended up kissing him. And I was like, wow, Josh and Kendall about to go up against each other. Now, let me say this. I am not really a fan of Kendall based on him, and y'all already know him being on Love Island previously. I don't think that he's an authentic person, but what I will say is that I have liked Kendall doing his duels, right? I don't know, maybe I think he may have done two duels and one. Maybe he just did one duel, but whatever it is, you could tell that Kendall gonna fight. Kendall got a little piece. He got a piece of fight in him, and I like that. I can appreciate that when it comes to Kendall, but I knew he was gonna lose going up against Josh. Though I said, "Oh baby, you going up against Josh?" Let me tell y'all, Josh uses every muscle in his body, every vein. Okay, and every ounce of his blood when he goes into them challenges, right? I mean, not saying nobody else do, but Josh don't care if he is over exhausted. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Cause I think I made a note. I think I made a note. Did I make a note? I think I made a note. Let me see if I made the note up here and I didn't say it. Okay, I think I made a note a little later. So, anywho, let's keep going. Let's keep going, right? So that's what's happening. Everybody sneaking around, giving their kisses and stuff. I said, oh, this is a sneaky ass game. This is good though. Cause again, it reminds me of that Netflix game. I think it was called Netflix, where it was like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or whatever the case is, where they were given challenges. You go to your room, you got a box of money, and then you have tasks. In order to hold on to this $1,000,000 throughout the day or however long, you got to fulfill these tasks by a certain time. I like those type of games. Good job. That's what they did. Now, Andrea kind of irritated me a little bit. Okay, she was so happy to be safe, and I'm not saying she shouldn't be happy, girl. Yes, be happy. But the little sneaky smile she had on her face, and then trying to act in front of Josh like she really like, oh my god, I couldn't sleep at night. Da, 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 da. But behind the scenes, you was laughing your ass off. But you know what? I have to remember that may be how they edited it, right? And maybe she wasn't laughing at Josh, but maybe she was laughing at other folks getting tagged it. Okay. That's probably what it was. Cause I was like, Andrea, I feel like you laughing at Josh in his face just a little bit. You could go home next. But as I'm talking it out with you guys, I think it could have been editing. Now, anywho, the next morning comes and Josh is stressing about the unknown. He doesn't know what's gonna happen. But shortly after that, of course, everybody's stressing. They don't know what's gonna happen. Shortly after that, they get a text. So they learned that the Power Squad already chose their people and they've already kissed the people that's going to be a part of the duel. It was Garby being the first person for it to click, like, oh, it's me. Toby? You pretty much set me up. You played me, Toby. I cannot fucking believe this. I just came out of a duel the other day. Now I'm going right back into one. Like, this shit is stressful. Like, I got you, though. The way that I want Garby to, like, really drill in on her winner side, potentially, I need the people to start gunning for the Power Squad for sure. But the opposite, like they literally picked a Power Squad because the other side, weak. When Nicola and Casey stood up there and made their decisions and picked folks, like I feel like y'all was picking friends and people that made y'all feel comfortable. Like nobody thought to pick Toby or Tyreek. And I thought about that yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm like, how did all three of them end up on the same team? Like, girl, what? But anyway, and then production allowed them, I personally feel, to cheat by having Toby and Tyreek to do the challenge together. I guess, honey. Anywho, so once Garby realized that Josh realized that Lucinda kissed him twice, she gave him that awkward kiss. And then Kendall, he didn't necessarily realize it, but Gabby told him, like, yeah, like I did kiss you. And he was like, oh snap, right? Nicola realized it was her. She did get a kiss later. She realized that. And she was excited though. She seemed to be excited, like I'm okay with dueling. I haven't done that, you know. She has this thing about herself where she always got to prove herself, is what it seems like. So Tyreek keeps it real and says that the way what made them pretty much make the decision was that they wanted Josh or Kendall out, and it has to be one of them. So in order to get one of y'all out, y'all gonna have to fight each other. Like it is what it is. I said okay. I said now, although this makes for great TV, I hate how Johnny, Ty, and Toby is running this fucking house. I said I hate it. Like they done came in, but it makes for good TV. And I'm entertained. You giving me stuff to talk about, but at the same time, it bothers me. Cause I feel like they're gonna continue to get their way, get their way, get their way. And who's another bombshell that you could send in that's really gonna be ready to compete with Johnny like that? Like who else can, and that ain't no fan of Johnny like that for real. Like is somebody else gonna come into the villa soon? But that's what we got going on. And I need to see Josh and Johnny in the finals. Okay. And I know I put that in my notes somewhere. I need to see them two in the finals. Because they cannot stand each other. Ain't nobody finna tell me nothing different. So Zay says, so Josh is over there talking to Zay after all of this is done. And Zay says that he doesn't have bad blood, but he wouldn't want to go against Johnny nor Josh. I ain't got no bad blood with you, but I ain't trying to go up against neither one of y'all if it came down to me being in the final. So somebody gonna have to go up, right? So then Johnny wants Zay to get away from Josh. Get away from them, bro. Why are you trying to create this damn divide like that? Like, and to see, that's that ace energy, I feel, where you coming into the villa like you in charge and you running folks. Is you cool? I do not like stuff like that. That boy is his own person. Bout was friends with that man before he even knew you, and you over here talking about some get away from them, bro. Shut up. So Ty says Zay trying to play both sides, man. Zay trying to play both sides. And Zay is playing his game. Whatever that game is, he's playing his damn game. Okay? So Josh says, let Zay know that those guys don't have his back. And you right. Or at least Josh says that to Zay, like, those guys don't have your back. And you right, because they don't. They don't. And he says that again. So Lucinda says that she didn't know it was like this with the guys. And Johnny says that's because people feel like they untouchable. And I'm like, can we start with you first? Can we start with you first? Can we start with you first, Johnny? Because you definitely around that bitch like you untouchable. So Toby tells Zay he keeps trying to keep the peace. And Zay says, he like, so what you want me to do? Kick people when they're down? So you see people down, you just want me to keep doing that? Like, what you want? So Ty says, there's nothing to talk about though. Like, there's nothing to really talk about. Like, why are you over there talking to them? And I said, I told y'all they was going to really make this a power squad. Now Lucinda's going to feel like she has to be loyal to them because they saved her. Of course, Gabby is coupled up with Johnny. So they already kind of had their power squad formed. Right. And it just gets bigger with the extra players that they want on their side. So Justine over there helping Nicola get ready for this duel that she about to have with old girl. And I'm like, okay, you over there helping her. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You trying to help her like nobody else is really helping. So I get it. Now Andrea tells Josh about how she couldn't sleep because she knew the info about him being up in the duel and she couldn't tell him, right? So she says the guys outnumbered her and it was what it was. But Josh already knew that. He knew the guys were gunning for him. He already know what's up. He asked her where do they stand and if she wants him there. And she says, yeah, I want you there. Like if you're gone, then I'm toast. Okay. I feel like Josh was kind of also fishing for, do you want me here? Is in you want to be with me? But she only wants you there really so she can get to the end. So I don't know if Andrea is really into Josh as much as she she might be. Maybe she's just also trying to keep her head on straight to be focused on the game too. So Josh and Johnny, like I said, they can't stand each other. That's where I put it in my notes. And I said, I need them in the finals. I need these two to be duking it out in the finals. Now, but then at the same time, I don't know if I want Johnny to make it all the way to the finals, right? I want him to enjoy the show, to be a part of the show, make it entertaining and stuff. But I don't know if I want him to make it all the way to the finals. I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't be mad if Johnny made it to the finals unless Johnny do something else to piss me off. But yeah. So it's time for the duel. And Josh says, it's a clear divide with the trio. And she's like, oh, do you guys see yourself as a trio? Ty, Toby, Johnny. And Toby's like, nah, I mean, Zay's in it too. Right? And then Zay says, well, Toby told me it's either us or them. And I said, it's y'all. Period. I said, at least keep it honest. So Josh says, so you don't think that you're going to be next? So you don't think that they're going to be figuring out a way to put you up here next? And he not lying. Lucinda says, no, don't do that. These are my best. Girl, shut up. Shut up, girl. Ain't nobody talking to you. Shut up. Because your best friend is going to put you up for elimination in a minute too. So Zay says, no, it's a valid question. And I'm not scared of none of y'all. I said, I know that's right. I mean, just stand on what you say. If you got to go up and duel them, be ready to go up and duel. Because at some point, somebody gonna have to go up. It's just what it is. Now, what they're doing in this duel, so they're in the ring, okay? Everything happens in the ring. The ring is split in half. They have a lot of weighted balls in the middle of the ring, and they have to push them to the opposite person's side. Now, whoever has the most balls on their side, by the time the bell goes off or the timer is up, you lost that round. Okay. So that's what ended up happening. Nicola and Garby go first. Garby wins the first round, child. The second round, she just throwing them things over, throwing them things over. Now, one of them she really threw. As Nicola is trying to pick one of the balls up to throw over there, a weighted ball, y'all, probably 10 pounds, like a weighted ball. I don't even know how big that ball was. A weighted ball smacks Nicola in the face while she's bent over trying to pick up another ball. And Miss Ma'am ended up just like falling down. And I was shocked. I almost cried. I was like, oh my God, I know that hurt so bad. At least it looked like it did. Maybe it didn't. But I'm like, oh my God, she just got hit in the face with a weighted ball. Okay. And on my side, I feel like she looks so fragile. But, to her, she probably don't feel that way at all. But child, I said, damn, I was finna cry for Nicola. Like, that was sad. I said, I already know Garby won by default. So then when they were trying to check on Nicola, she was like, she wanted to leave. I mean, I'm sorry, she wanted to get up and play again. And they're like, we hear you, but wait a minute, like we gotta check on you and stuff. Nicola got this thing about proving to folks that she ain't no weak chick. Like, just because you this how I look, don't think that I'm weak, okay? So she wanted to get up and fight again, but they walked her off, let her go and get checked out, and they decided the best thing for her is to not do the duel. This is the second time a person that got injured in the duel. All right. And so because of that, Garby ended up winning by default as expected because she did win that first round. And it looks like she was gonna win the second round too. I'm not even gonna hold you. However, she was sad, and you could tell she was sad, but she like she didn't get emotional or nothing like that. I think she was just kind of shocked, like, what the hell? Like, I hope she gonna be okay. Like, I can't believe I just did that. Because when she realized she did it, she was like, she just stopped. She dropped the ball. She covered her face. So, yeah, but she ended up winning. And I said, oh, that's good for you. But Kendall's not. Okay. So Kendall and Josh got ready to do their thing. All I can say is Josh won. Josh was not playing with Kendall. Kendall definitely fought hard. He tried. He was definitely in there. But Josh won. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. I was like, yes. I was very glad that Josh won. Um, yeah, I'm just glad Josh won. Now Kendall is out. Garby, of course, is really sad. I felt like Garby had a rough night. I'm like, damn. Not only did you smack this girl in the face with a weighted ball, but then and I'm sure that didn't feel good to her. But then you turn around and you lose your partner too. Like, girl, I'm like, oh, she's just having a rough night. Kendall, he's trying not to get emotional, but very much so emotional, but trying not to like cry or anything. He was hurt. He was disappointed in himself. Of course, he couldn't even look at Garby for a second. But I'm like, Kendall, you did fight, though. I'm gonna give you that. You definitely put up a fight for sure. I think Kendall likely would have been one of them underdogs that would have made it close to the finals. Now, whether he would have won the finals, probably not, but he would have given somebody a run for their money. All right. Let's see. So I just felt like I made a note where I was like, I need the women to start working on picking off those three men. Y'all need to do something because the way they run in circles, like Justine said around y'all, is crazy. I felt like when it came down to Kendall getting, eliminated, I just felt like they was taking forever to eliminate him. Like, I'm sorry, like his exit was taking so long. I said, can we wrap this up? Okay, it's like y'all asking him questions, him standing up there. It's like y'all want to catch him crying and being. I mean, of course he's emotional, but y'all trying to catch him crying, and nothing's working. Okay, can we just fast forward this and send this man on? So he feels like he found something special in Garby, and it's like they wanted him to cry. That's what I noted. Lucinda, I felt cried more than Garby did. Child, I said honestly, I feel like Garby may just be mad as fuck. I think Garby might be too mad to damn cry. That's what it's given to me. Like, I want to whoop up. It's right now. I'm pissed. So we shall see. I don't know. Okay, I don't know, child. That's just what it looked like. So I think that Garby's gonna end up teaming up with Casey because Casey lost his partner too. So I feel like those two are going to end up coupling up unless they send in some more bomb shells, which I am not opposed to. We are in the earlier part of the week, so maybe somebody will slide in on Thursday, maybe. And then that could be the last set of bombshells, depending. Because when is this show going off? What, next week or in another week or so? Um, yeah, but y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Are y'all sad about Kendall leaving? Were you hoping that Josh was the one that actually went home versus Kendall? How are you feeling? And what are your thoughts about, the three guys of the villa were like running the damn villa in so many words? Because I'm just tired of the guys, right? I felt like Isaiah influenced the decision to put whoever he chose to put up back when he was coupled up with Nicola, right? And then now you got all three of the guys that's pretty much making their decision on who they want, what girls and guys they wanted to see go up. So I'm tired. I'm tired. Okay, especially with Johnny. And I know he can't stand Josh because you got another guy in there that works out that's just as competitive as you. And I understand you want to get him up out of there. But I'm hoping Josh don't go nowhere yet. I want to see them two battle it out and wonder who gonna end up winning at the end. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Jamie, that's me. Please be sure to like up the video, okay? Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invade the gym, high